Hello everyone and welcome to another reading. This time is going to be a love reading and we will be focusing on finding out their late night thoughts about you and your connection, or to be more accurate, their intrusive thoughts, their unfiltered thoughts about you and your connection. Now, a fair warning, this is not going to be a spicy reading. I'm not very good at that. I don't know how to convey spicy messages in a, good way. Also, I don't think YouTube allows that much anymore. So if you are looking for something of that sort, maybe you can find another reader to provide those sort of messages for you. This is just going to be about their late night thoughts, their intrusive thoughts when they are too tired, too drained to pretend, to mask their feelings, and to block their true feelings from coming to the surface. Okay, so I hope that cleared some things out. Okay, in order to help you choose, I have prepared here 3 options, 3 images that you can choose from, 1 for each group. Please take your time in making your choice. I will put the timestamps in the description box as always. And with that being said, I will leave you with your options and I will see you at your reading. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this image, this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what are their late night thoughts about you, about your connection, their intrusive thoughts. Let's see what we can get. We have Ace of Cups. We have the Star. We have 4 of Swords. We have 3 of Wands. 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, 10 of Swords, Knight of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Okay, so we do have a lot of love here. Now, this love was confessed to you, or it might have not been confessed to you. This could be something that they are trying to hide. This could be something they are trying to reject. Since we're talking about the late night thoughts, the intrusive thoughts, those thoughts that come to us when we are tired, too tired to pretend that we're somebody else, too tired to deny our true feelings. I feel like this love might have not been shared with you, or at least the intensity of their love might have not been shared with you or spoken to you, confessed to you. So you might have no idea about this. But there are a lot of feelings here. I also sense that there is some sort of a distance as well, or some sort of a pause. Like they have to hold back for whatever reason. There could be distance, physical distance, a long distance connection, a no contact situation, but it doesn't have to resonate for everyone. Or unspoken feelings, like it feels like they have to hold back from coming forward and confessing these true feelings to you. Like they have to keep all of this to themselves because of a certain situation. They choose to remain detached, they choose to remain inactive because they feel like this is what they have to do. And it kills them, it causes a lot of pain. But there's an inner conflict, like I have feelings for group number 1. I want to confess these feelings, I want to move forward, I want this waiting to end. But at the same time, I can't do anything, I have to hold back. I have to keep myself hidden. It's almost like they're out in the cold, waiting for something, thinking of you. There's constant thinking of you. Like I feel like there's no moment of the day when they're not thinking of you, and some of them could be struggling not to think of you. Like they could be putting actual efforts, mental efforts into not thinking about you. But whenever their mind starts to wander, and especially late at night when they're too tired to pretend, their thoughts inevitably lead them to you. Some of them could even be dreaming about you. And they could be, I'm not sensing necessarily frustrated, but there is a certain sadness associated with the thought of you or with dreaming about you. Whenever they dream about you, they wake up feeling disillusioned. They wake up feeling like, the real, I don't know, being frustrated about the reality around them. Like for a brief moment, late at night and during the night when they're sleeping and dreaming of you, they feel full of hope, they feel full of energy. It's like the thought of you brings them a smile on their face. But the moment they wake up to this harsh reality, and they are very frustrated about it. It's not even anger at this point. They're not even angry. They're just, almost depressed, really down, really like dragging their feet to go on about their day. It's a very intense, very a feeling that weighs them down a lot. And I feel like there's some unfairness to this situation. Whatever is blocking a connection between the two of you, whatever stands between the two of you, they feel like there's an unfairness to this situation. Like things are not fair, like the circumstances are not fair. Something is not fair, not equal here. And I'll get more about it. Knight of Cups. Four of Pentacles. It kind of, it feels like they feel like it's not fair that they have to hold back from coming to you, coming towards you, confessing things to you. They do really feel like they have to hold back. They have to be inactive. They have to stand still in the situation. They cannot move forward. And I'm really, really trying to find out what is blocking them. Is it their own fears and thoughts? Three of Pentacles. King of Swords. Yes. The Devil. It's their own thoughts, their own inner fears, their own insecurities blocking them. There are certain fears associated with their feelings. Maybe they don't feel like they're good enough. Maybe they don't feel like they're on the same page with you. Maybe you have grown apart throughout the years. Maybe you come from two different worlds. There is this feeling of inequality. Some of them doesn't have to resonate for everyone. Some of them might feel like they're not good enough for you, but others might feel like you are very different from one another and you come from different worlds that are not exactly compatible. Some of them feel like there are feelings, but only in like 5D, okay, on an energetic realm. Like there is some sort of a connection there, or at least that's what they want to believe. And they also want to believe that things might work out in the future. Like they require more time. Like it's only a matter of time, and sometime in the future it will happen. It's almost like lying to themselves, because they dream about this, like they dream about the future and something happening in the future, hoping that something would happen in the future. But at the same time, they are not willing to get out of their stuck energy, like holding back and sitting still. Like they're not willing to put in any action. It's just is just an idea for them at this point. And yes, I feel like their feelings, their true feelings, their late night feelings are actually acknowledging this. Okay, acknowledging the fact that they are the ones who are holding back. They are the ones who are blocking this connection from going forward, or they're blocking the whole idea of, you know, something happening between the two of you. They are the ones who are overthinking. They are the ones who are trying to overanalyze the situation. And of course, when we overanalyze, there's always going to be some setbacks, okay? There's always going to be a problem. And some of them might try to find those problems and magnify them, make them bigger than they are. And you know, one of their late night thoughts is actually acknowledging this, acknowledging that they are the responsible ones, the guilty ones for this situation. It is not something that big that's blocking this connection. Okay, not even the distance. It could be achievable, you know, it could become a reality. But they are the ones in the way of manifesting something here. We have Ace of Wands, okay? And you see that locked energy and the High Priestess. There's also a lot of desire here, okay? So if you have an energetic connection, they do believe they have an energetic connection with you, almost like a telepathic connection. There's a lot of lust associated with this. There's a lot of fantasizing. Like I said, this is not going to be a spicy reading, but they do have spicy thoughts. I just won't go into detail about it, okay? There are a lot of spicy thoughts. There's this, I didn't get a card for it. Let's see if I, Eight of Pentacles. And the Sun. They're actually fantasizing that they are better than they are. They are actually fantasizing about success. They are actually seeing themselves as somebody who's more accomplished. Like they're fantasizing this ideal version of themselves when they fantasize about you. Even if it's an intimate contact, even if it's spicy thoughts, spicy fantasies, spicy dreams, or something of that sort, they never see themselves as they truly are, as they are at this moment. Because they're not happy with who they are at the moment. They see themselves as an, you know, advanced, evolved, successful version of themselves. Something that's, you know, not here or might never be possible. And, you know, when they're alone at night, overwhelmed with their true feelings and their true thoughts, they have to admit to themselves, well, maybe I will never become that better version of myself. And if I will never be that better version of myself, will group number one accept me like this? Will they want me like this? So it's, you know, a bit of a self-sabotaging energy here, a lot of insecurities, a lot of escapism, you know, like escaping into the dream realm, not just to be with you, but for them to be somebody else, to pretend that they are somebody else, somebody that you will accept. We have the Hierophant, and we have the Hermit, and we have the Empress. For some of you, there could be family units at place. Somebody could have their own family, somebody could be in a commitment, in a long-term commitment. It could be them, it could be you. Take it as it resonates, okay? There's foundations that are set in place. I don't feel like they are not successful at this point, okay? I don't feel like they're doing bad. I don't think that you're doing bad either, you know. You're both, it kind of feels like you're both very content with your lives. But they're, you know, they're not satisfied. There's always that thought of what could have been. If only things were different. If only I were different. We have Four of Cups, yes. And, you know, to be quite honest, you know, it's the same energy over and over again. This person is actually afraid that you would not accept them for who they are. You would not, they just created that thought in their mind that you would never accept them for who they truly are. You would only accept like an improved version of themselves, a version that might or might not be possible. While their outside world, outside life might seem perfect, and you know, while they might be blessed with a good life, you know, from other people's point of view, they don't see it that way because they have these very unrealistic expectations of what they should be like or what life should be like, and these expectations are created based on what they think you expect of them. So a bit of a tricky energy, group number one here, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know, should I get a card for advice? We'll get a card for advice for you. Just one, you know. Let's see what we can get from Spirit. You don't have to follow any advice I provide here, or Spirit provides for you, okay? You have free will. I always mention that because it's very important that I mention that. So I'm only offering advice. Spirit is only offering advice. It's up to you if you want to take it, if you want to follow it, if you want to ignore it. You make your own path. We have the Queen of Roses. We have the Queen of Roses. I feel like a bit more openness from your part would be a good start here. I do feel like you share this person's feelings. Some of you could be on the same page. So they might be experiencing these feelings of insecurity, of not being good enough, and you might be experiencing the same feelings. So there could be a mirroring energy here. I am also seeing, again, the lustful element here. So there could be a very, very strong lustful energetic connection here. There is this very physical desire element. But, oh, I have one falling. Okay, it's Archangel Raphael and it's reversed. You have, I'm gonna be honest, I hope it's not triggering, you have not been very honest to this person about your feelings, because I feel like your heart chakra is closed off. Okay, so there are a lot of issues that you need to work through in order to come forward and understand this person and, you know, get on the same page. Because I do see there are mutual feelings, but I do see that both of you are holding each other apart, are holding back from one another, because you have some unhealed issues, your own unhealed issues that you need to work through. And yes, you are being advised that you start working on that. Okay, start working on what you think is blocking you from not necessarily being in a connection with this person on your mind, but from creating long-lasting, meaningful emotional connections with people in general. Because I feel like you're closed off, and this person feels like you're closed off. They just don't know why. Okay, but in your case, it's about healing. That's what I'm feeling. It's about healing. So regardless of what you want to do about this person and this connection, Spirit is advising you that you work on your own heart. Okay, that you finally have a good look at your own emotional issues, work on yourself, work on them, work on, you know, dealing with your shadow aspects, and just see where that takes you. That's what I'm getting, okay? So group number one, I'll leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, group number two. If you chose this image, this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what are your person's late night thoughts, intrusive thoughts about you, about your connection. Let's see what we can get. We have the High Priestess. We have Five of Wands. We have King of Cups, Four of Wands, Four of Cups, okay, Two of Swords, Page of Wands, Two of Cups, Strength, and Seven of Pentacles. It feels like your person is confronted with some sort of a choice or choices. There is a lot of pressure from the outside on your person. So if there's a blockage in your connection, if there are some issues in your connection, whether you're an actual connection or it's a no contact, this long distance connection, whatever, there are outside interferences here that are causing some sort of conflict. They are causing some sort of a resentment. I feel like they have a hard time imposing some boundaries on certain people, and they are hesitant in making you a priority. And I feel like their late night thoughts are actually acting as a mirror to them in this specific situation. Because I feel like you could be in an actual relationship, a connection, you could be an actual couple, like I said, some of you, doesn't have to resonate for everyone. But there's this energy of them not making you a priority, of them making you wait, of them not being able to make up their mind, because whoever is putting a pressure on them from the outside at this specific moment holds the same energetic strength as you hold over your person. So, and I feel like they don't want to admit that to themselves. Okay, there's a lot of denial here. The denial that maybe they can hide throughout the day, but late at night, when they no longer have the energy to hide from themselves, from their own thoughts, they have to acknowledge the fact that this decision should be easy. Okay, that you should be a priority, group number 2. Yet they have to acknowledge to themselves that they are not making you a priority here. That they are allowing those outside interferences, those people from the outside, could be a family, could be a community, could be a cultural thing. They're allowing that outside interference to affect your connection, to affect their feelings for you. Because what is required here in this situation, and they are aware of it, and especially become aware of it late at night, is that they need to cut off something completely. They need to establish some very, very strong boundaries with that community, with that family, with those people from the outside, in order to be able to create something, co-create something beautiful with you. They are aware that your connection has a lot of potential. They are aware that you could give them the strength that is required for them to move on from this, whatever, let's call it toxic situation that they are dealing with. Yet they are still choosing to hold back. They are still choosing to delay making that decision. Let's see why. So late at night, they're overwhelmed with this decision. During the day, during their daily life, they don't want to bother themselves with that. They could be immersing themselves in work. They could be focusing on, we have one. Other things, we have Three of Cups. We have the World. This is about, those outside interferences is about holding appearances. That's what it's about. It's about pretending that everything is good, everything is fine. It could be a cultural thing, okay? They could come from a background where maintaining appearances, maintaining a certain image is essential. So just an example, doesn't have to be like that for everyone watching, okay? Like they could come from a very toxic family, okay? A very toxic culture, or, you know, an environment with a lot of toxic mentality. Yet they choose to remain in contact with that community, with those people, because that's how, you know, they feel obligated to do so. Because, you know, blood is thicker than water. At the end of the day, they're still my family. At the end of the day, they're still my church, for example. You know, doesn't have to, like, they're still my community. It's the place I grew up in. I have very strong connections, emotional connection with this place, very good memories. So I have to be there and pretend that we're still a happy family, we're still a happy community. And I feel like, you know, breaking contact with these intrusive elements, families, communities, people, would actually be a blow on not necessarily their image, but on their image. So there could be a lot of guilt tripping here. They most definitely would feel guilty if they would do that. Like they wouldn't be that affected because they would have, like I said, they are aware that they could find the strength to move on with you by their side. But they would feel guilty about leaving this behind, harming this part. And we have the Hierophant. Yes, I was getting that very strong element of tradition. Okay, they just want to do things the right way, or what they've been taught is the right way. They want to be fair towards everyone. Unfortunately, they have to be aware that these two camps, like these two sides, cannot both be pleased. Okay, they would have to choose either this or either that, and they're hesitating and holding back from making that choice. And the late night thoughts is basically that inner conflict, tormenting themselves. That I know I should choose what's best for me, yet I don't think I can sacrifice this. Okay, this, whatever this stability is, I don't think I can sacrifice this. We have Ace of Wands. We have Seven of Wands. Oh, I keep moving that. The mat is not big enough, so I have to cover the corners, the blank spots with something. Okay, we have Queen of Swords. They might have very... and I'm sorry for you, group number 2, if you're in this situation. They might have a very defensive attitude when it comes to this entire situation. So if you put them in a spotlight, if you force them to make a choice, they could become very defensive, almost aggressive in their defensiveness, you know, in defending themselves. I don't feel like they're willing to talk about this. And I feel like a lot of them are rationalizing this entire situation. Like they're finding excuses, they're finding reasons to remain in that situation. They are thinking of solutions. They are thinking, their late night thoughts also involve trying to come up with solutions. But they're not very effective at it. Because essentially they just don't want to give something up. They can't do that. It's just... you know, the pros and the cons, and it's just, I don't know. What's happening here? We have Knight of Cups. Three of Wands. They just expect you to understand. Page of Cups. They just expect you to understand this situation. Okay? To make some sort of a compromise. To... let me see this Three of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. To be the bigger person. They expect you to close that gap, okay? Because there's a gap here, okay? The gap is between you and this other interference. And I'm getting a very strong family element. And they expect you to somehow close that gap. you take charge, you take the reins. Maybe some of them are just really not into taking responsibility for the situation. Like they know they should make a decision, but they don't want to be seen as the bad guy. And I feel like they want you to take the reins and maybe you be seen as the bad guy. We have 10 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. They do see you as somebody who is a lot more powerful mentally than they are. A more determined, a more grounded person than they are. They do admire that about you. But they sort of feel like just because you are in that way, that you should, like I said, you should take charge of this situation and you should take action in this situation. They don't want to come off as the bad guy, as the person who turned the whole situation upside down. So, for example, if we're talking about a toxic family dynamic, they don't want their family to see them as the guilty one. They want you to be the one to take the blame for this, which is, kind of, immature. There's a certain immaturity associated with this situation, with their thoughts, and with their inability to make that decision. But they sort of feel like you are better equipped mentally to handle this situation because they still feel like a child in this. They feel small and powerless in this. Let me get an advice for you, okay? We have will, wisdom, and mind. Number 20, which becomes a 2. Well, the first thought I heard is where there's a will, there's a way. And this situation is pretty tricky. Reflection. Oh, and the karmic trench. This situation is pretty tricky. And actually, this is advice. You don't have to take it. I have to mention it every single time I pull out cards for advice. You have free will. You make your own decisions. Okay. But this could be a karmic connection for some of you. There could be some lessons that you might need to learn from this situation. This connection with this person might have been put in your life. You had to deal with this in order to make you reflect. Make you reflect on certain things, like, I don't know, what you want. Work on some inner issues. Work on your self-esteem. Work on your expectations. Work on your boundaries. This connection is meant to unfold in your life in order to make you think, to make you reflect on what you truly want, and in order to help with your spiritual growth. I don't feel, I'm being honest, please don't get triggered. Don't shoot the messenger. I feel like this connection, like I said, it's a karmic connection. This person is not meant to stay in your life forever. This is not your person or divine counterpart or soulmate or anything of that sort. They are here to show you a lesson, give you a lesson, teach you something about yourself. And what I feel like it's about boundaries. Okay, it's about finding out, you could have been a people pleaser. You could be somebody who believes in working hard, in maintaining a relationship. You feel like true relationship deserves work. It has to be built on work, because you have to put in work in order for something to work out. And I feel like spirit is trying, or the universe is trying to teach you that there is a limit. Okay, that sometimes you just have to realize that, okay, I don't think it's worth investing in this anymore. And Uriel and the Sphinx. So it's most definitely about, being wiser, becoming wiser here. And finding out, for some of you, again, trigger warning, finding out why do you keep entertaining these sort of people, like the person that's on your mind, okay? Why do you keep catering to their needs? Why do you have to always be the one who is stronger, the one who has to take action, the one who has to do their dirty work because they're too immature to take charge of their life, okay? So it's about this, group number 2. Okay, it's about this. I'm sorry if that's triggering. If you feel like this doesn't resonate, then maybe it's not your group, because it can be a bit specific. But it's, a food for thought, I feel like. Okay, so I'll leave it here, group number 2. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome. If you chose this image, this is going to be a reading. Let's find out what are your person's late night thoughts about you and your connection, their intrusive thoughts. Let's see what we can get. We have the High Priestess reversed, the Hermit, the Devil, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, okay, the Magician, the Emperor, oh my god, that's some, Page of Cups reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Lovers. These are some powerful energies. We have a lot of major arcanas, a lot more than usual, than in a usual reading. So very, very intense feelings. Your person is a very intense person. They could be an Aries, they could be a Leo, they could be a Scorpio. There's a lot of intensity in their feelings, both emotional feelings, also in, like, when it comes to physical desires, intimacy, lustful energies. They live life with passion. Okay, this is somebody with a lot of passion. I feel like some of them could be holding back that passion. Okay, so they could not be showing how they truly feel. This is somebody who is a very intense person in their private life, but they have this very well-crafted image that they present to the outside world. This Emperor energy, like somebody who is in charge of their feelings, who is has everything under control, who has all their things together, all their life together. Somebody who seems very, very balanced. That's how they come across as. But in reality, this is a person who is very consumed with feelings, with emotions, with lust, with everything. They just feel everything with intensity. It's almost like this inner fire burning within them. And when it comes to your connection, this person has a lot on their mind. They have a lot on their mind. I mean, I don't know if you're in a connection or not, but so maybe you could be in an actual connection. Maybe there's, no contact. Maybe you took a break. I don't know. But it's almost like this. They wish they could abandon themselves to you. That's what I'm getting. Like, they wish they could strip themselves of all the masks, all the theater that they're playing, the role that they're playing to the outside world, and show themselves to you, reveal themselves to you, leave their inhibitions behind. This is not meant to be a spicy reading, but this person has a lot of spicy energy to them. There's a lot of spicy thoughts, a lot of spicy fantasies, but it's not just about that, okay? They wish they could, like, become one person with you. Like, your energies could I don't know, unite. It sounds so cheesy. How would you call it? Your energies could, blend into this, I don't know, I'm getting like a ball of energy, you know, like this big ball, this big sphere of energy, like, and just lightning, and just, I don't know, it sounds very cheesy. They could be your divine counterpart, or they could feel like they are your divine counterpart. They could feel like you're on the same page, like maybe you share the same image of yourself to the outside world, like this well-crafted image, and because your person is the same, they can see through your mask, okay? They can see that, you know, your true self is very different, that you could share this passion, that you could be on the same page with this, and they just wish that, you know, they fantasize about the two of you leaving behind those inhibitions, leaving behind social conventions, leaving behind the masks that you have to wear, and just letting yourselves go, letting yourselves go with the flow here, okay? Letting yourselves pray to these, you know, intensity. For some of you, I'm getting this very specific energy. It doesn't have to resonate for everyone. There's this element of something that is forbidden, that feels wrong, but it feels so good at the same time, okay? There's this, so I don't know, there could be like, we have one, we have Three of Swords. Yeah, I was just thinking, we could be dealing with some third parties here, third party situations, okay? So, some of you, not all, okay, take it as it resonates, could be in different connections, or pursuing a connection here, a connection of that nature could be very damaging for both of you, could cause a lot of problems. Or for some watching, they feel like abandoning themselves this way, okay, leaving all these inhibitions behind, leaving, you know, allowing their mask to fall, could lead to a lot of heartbreak. Some of them could feel like you could be the one to make them let their guard down, and you might have the power to harm them if that's what you wanted, because they feel vulnerable, they feel stripped in front of you. They feel called to leave those masks behind, that armor, okay, to take down their armor, and you might have the potential to harm them because of that, because they feel powerless and exposed in front of you. Some of them could feel like you see their true nature, who they truly are. You can read through the lines, between the lines, I'm sorry. We have Queen of Wands, again, this, we have Four of Wands, King of Wands, again, the Wands energy, the lust, the spiciness. We have Seven of Wands, breaking down the walls, breaking down the social conventions, breaking down the system. This person wants to take the world with you. They want to take over the world with you. They want to break the system. They want to break some sort of a system. They want to break the status quo for you. That's what they're fantasizing about. Okay? With the Four of Wands energy reversed, we also had the Three of Swords, and like I said, for some of you it could be a third party situation. They want to break out of a serious commitment, or if you're in a serious commitment or a marriage, they want to break that. I'm, sorry, could be triggering, doesn't have to resonate for everyone, okay? They don't care about that. They don't care, they wouldn't even care about cheating. They would not even care about that. That's how intense everything is. They just, some of them might have never felt like that before. Like they felt they could never express themselves that way before. Only with you. You were the one who sparked this, okay? You were the one who set this, person on fire. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Moon. Yes, you revealed a different side of this person. That's what they think late at night, that you revealed something that felt like it's not revealed. This Hanged Man kind of reminds me, it always reminds me of the bat, okay, of a bat. who always sits in the darkness, hunts in the darkness. They hide during the daytime, and they just come to life, so to speak, during the night. And of course, they are always associated with bad things, unfortunately, though I don't approve of that. I don't agree with that. I think they're lovely creatures, bats. But yes, I feel like there's this side of them that they always had to hide from the rest of the world. Okay, a side that the people might have judged them if they knew what this person is really like. There's this secret that the society, community would find, disturbing. And I feel like they're not afraid to unravel that secret, or they want to share that secret with you. If you're not aware of this, they feel like they could share that with you. They feel this need to let that off their chest. I'm getting a very specific image. Story of Dracula and Mina. There was that movie. Controversial. Some people have issues with it, with Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, and I believe it's also Keanu Reeves and Anthony Hopkins playing in it. So yeah, I get that connection between Dracula and Mina, where he tries to turn her into a vampire. We have Seven of Cups. Okay, a lot of fantasizing, and she just falls into his charms, in a sense. Like she's almost like she's in this haze. She's like in a different energy, she's like a different person. She leaves all those inhibitions behind, and she just lets herself go with this entire energy. And that's how they want to experience things with you. They see themselves as somebody who is very powerful, very dangerous, almost like a predator. But when they're with you, when they see you, the same way that Dracula, Gary Oldman's Dracula was with Mina, you are their weak spot. Okay, that's how they feel like they have this timeless connection with you, like they recognize you from another lifetime. Very intense. This is like I said, they could be very powerful, they could be highly influential, they could be a successful person, they could have a very good reputation. It would be a shock for everyone to know their true nature. So it's very, I'm almost getting like overwhelmed, but I'm not easily overwhelmed by this sort of energies. And we have strength. Almost like the taming of the beast. There's this very animalistic energy here, very primal energy. If I could make spicy readings, this would have been outrageous. I'm sorry. We have two coming up. We have Page of Pentacles and we have the Hierophant. And I feel like this person would like to share this with you. This is not an energy that would just pass. This person is not a player. They might come across as a player. They might have presented themselves to you as a player, or you might think of them that they are a player. But deep down, their late night thoughts is about building something solid with you. They feel like they find their tribe with you. That the two of you are very much alike. That you would understand them. That you are like them. So I don't know if that's the case. They just feel like the two of you share the same energy. And Two of Pentacles. It's this element of, leave everything behind and come with me. Come explore this new world with me. Where you live, there's darkness. Where I want to take you, I can show you the light. I can show you the truth. This is a highly spiritual connection, group number 3. Very spiritual. This is a highly elevated person. For some of you, I'm not even sure if this is a person, like a human I don't know, I'm not going to take it further than that. You take it as it resonates. But this is, yeah, it's a highly elevated individual. Okay, I think you got the idea. Let me get some advice for you. Which, again, I have to mention, every time I pull out cards for advice, you can take it. Feel free not to take it if you don't feel called to. You have free will. You make your own decisions. Nobody can tell you what to do. Not I, not spirit, not the universe. It's your life. It's your path. Okay? We have the lookout. We have up in the air. We have in crescent moon. We have the architect. So when it comes to this connection, I feel like you are being called to be the one who is a bit more responsible and the one who is a bit more grounded. Because this connection seems to be very, very intense. And your person feels this intensity. You might feel this intensity. And it's really easy when things are so flamed up to allow yourself to be carried away by the whole thing. Now, this connection has potential. It could be that you might have known each other from past lifetimes. Okay, you might have experienced a lot of pastimes together. There's a legacy that you can create together, or you have already been creating together and you're continuing to do that in this lifetime. However, you are being called to try to remain grounded. Okay, enjoy this energy. It's a beautiful energy, but you need to try to remain grounded, because this sort of intensity can become very, very dangerous if it's allowed to get out of control. Okay, if you just go, you can't go with the flow here. You have to hold the reins of that boat at this point, because the flow is not really a flow, it's like a damn waterfall. And if you don't try to be a bit grounded, okay, it can become toxic. Okay, it's a very complicated journey. It's a beautiful journey, it's a beautiful energy, but it can become a bit toxic. Yeah, sometimes you need to just like sit for a while, okay, and just be a bit more rational about this. Like don't allow yourself to like go with this flow. Just stop and reflect on things every now and then, and see that you're making the right decisions, the wisest decisions for this connection. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so this advice to pause every now and then and to remain grounded to a certain degree, and don't allow this connection to the fire of this connection to burn everything around you. Okay, so yes, group number 3, this was very interesting. I don't know who you're dealing with, but okay. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.